All right, so let's just go ahead and dive straight into making this recipe. So first you're gonna add you a half a stick of butter. You can get you a Dutch skillet. This is a Dutch skillet, but you can get you a regular pan or whatever type of pan you have in your home. It's up to you. This is just my preference. I love the Dutch because it heats up just evenly throughout and it's very easy. I don't know, it just makes cooking a lot easier. Before the butter completely dissolves, we're gonna go ahead and add in our garlic. I will have the ingredients listed in the comment section below. So you just want the butter to fuse in with your fresh garlic. So we're gonna cook it down for about 2 to 3 minutes. This is gonna make the butter really nice. It's gonna start to taste turning into garlic butter. You're gonna add in your onions, green bell pepper, and we're just going to sweat these down for about 3 to 5 minutes. Want to get them sauteed. All right, so now you see the vegetables are sweated down. Next, we're gonna add in our protein of choice. I went with ground beef. Also, I went with Italian sausage. Now, if you don't like pork or you don't like beef, you can substitute it for ground turkey or chicken sausage, whatever your preference is. Please, by all means, use your favorite type of protein. But this is what me and my family rock with, so this is what we're gonna go with. Gonna break the meat down. We're not gonna season it just yet. We're just going to cook the meat until it's no longer pink. I know some people might like the meat chunky, but if you don't like it chunky, just keep breaking it down until it's ready. And if you like it chunky, then just make sure that the meat is cooked all the way through. The thing that I do want to add is while you're cooking the meat, go ahead and preheat the oven on 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you notice all of that juice that's forming from the meat? We're going to strain this. The reason why we didn't season it in the first place is because we're gonna have to strain it anyways, and you don't want to lose all of that seasoning. So first we're going to strain it, then we're going to season the meat. So first things first, let's go ahead and get this meat strained. Now that it's cooked all the way through and there's no pink in the middle. All right, now you're gonna add the strained meat back to the pot. I forgot to mention that this whole time the meat has been cooking on medium to high heat. I want to continue to break down those lumps. I will have the seasons listed below. First, you're going to add in some garlic powder. I'm going to add you in some salt, onion powder, Italian seasoning, and last but not least, you're going to add in some basil, some dried basil. You want to make sure that you adjust the seasonings to your preference. Make sure that you're tasting it as you go, so that way you can adjust the seasonings to your liking. That Italian sausage was a really good choice. Next, you're going to add in your tomato sauce. Got some ragu. I'll dump you in 2 cans of that. These are 2 24-ounce jars. Stir that in really good. The key is to make sure that you don't add too much sauce. You don't want to add too much sauce to it because you don't want it to be. I mean, if you like yours saucy, then hey, then add some more sauce to it. But if you like it with a little thickness to it, then you don't want to add too much sauce. It's going to make it really, really watery. Now I'm going to give it a taste, and then I'm going to add more seasoning if needed to my liking. Now this part is completely optional. We're going to add in some sugar. Now the sugar is not to make it sweet, it is to balance out all that acidicness inside of this pasta. And assemble our baking dish. It's going to spread with some ham. This layer we're going to add in the meat. Just going to spread some meat around in there just to make sure that the noodles are not sticking to the bottom of the pan. Also, that coating will help as well. Get you a nice base just to cover the bottom. All right, and with this next step, guys, I'm gonna need you to trust the process, all right? I know you probably never seen anyone do it this way before, but trust me, this way is way better than the traditional boil the noodle way. And it's a lot faster. If you're not hipped, don't worry, I'm about to put you on. If you don't like ricotta cheese, don't add it. I know some people are real iffy about the ricotta cheese, but we don't have any problem with it over here. So, all right, then it's gonna go back over the top of it with some more meat. Want to make sure it's spread it out evenly. Want to make sure the noodles are covered with the sauce because it's going to absorb. So the noodles are going to cook inside of the sauce, which is going to make the noodles more richer in flavor. This is why I like cooking the noodles this way instead of boiling them, because it just makes the noodles more rich in flavor. All right, so next you're gonna add in your cheese. I got me some freshly grated mozzarella cheese and some sharp cheddar cheese. The reason why I grated my cheese myself is because the cheese melts a lot better. It's just a better quality of cheese when you shred it yourself. When you don't shred it yourself, they usually put some type of film over the cheese, which causes the cheese not to melt as good. So the packaged cheese is what I'm referring to. So if you want the cheese to get the best quality, grade your cheese yourself. But if you don't have time on your hand, I understand, just go ahead and grab the packaged cheese. But for the best results, you want to grade your cheese yourself. Alright, it's gonna get you some mozzarella cheese. You want to add your cheddar cheese. You can mix the cheese together if you want to, it doesn't matter. I just separated mine because I like to use it, just in case I don't use it all. Alright, now you just repeat the process. You're going to end with the meat on the top, so you don't want to end with the noodle being the last thing because the noodle needs to cook and you want this to be under the sauce. So we're going to end with the sauce. I'm not going to put ricotta on this layer. Last of that sauce on there. Best thing about this dish is you can put as much cheese as your heart desires. This part is optional. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Italian seasoning to the top. All right, so now we're gonna place this in the oven for 45 minutes up until an hour. So you just wanna keep checking on it to make sure it's done. But once the cheese is golden brown and crispy at the top, that's a good sign that your lasagna is ready. Before we go any further, one thing I did forget to add is to add aluminum foil to the top. Just want to make sure that you add a foil to the top of the pan before you put it in the oven. It's the only thing, and then you're going to let it cook 45 minutes. All right, so after it's finished, you're going to let it sit for 10 minutes, and this is how it should come out. Going to cut it up. It should be firm. If your pasta didn't come out firm like this, that means something went wrong. There you have it. Make sure you guys try out this recipe and let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about this recipe. Until next time, peace.